You know what I'm saying? I had no reputation that they could appreciate. And so I came in there every day with kind of an edge of how am I going to deliver for these dudes? How am I going to deliver these dudes to a stadium, man, and how are they going to play great? And I just did that so long, man, it became habit. And as I established a resume, I didn't change that work pattern. I didn't change that mentality because it was a new set of bodies. Dwight Smith need that from me. Jermaine Phillips need that from me. I get a D coordinator job in Minnesota. Quan Winfield need that from me. Pat and Kevin Williams need that from me. And so on and so forth. I just think that I came into this thing fighting every day to prove I belong, to help them dudes eat. And so that's just a mentality that endured for me. I realized if you're gonna have special outcomes, that you gotta be comfortable being uncomfortable. And so I've just trained myself over the years to resist comfort.
What's up, guys? Welcome to 80/20 Sports. I'm your host, Alvin Holden, also known as Project 80/20 in these YouTube streets. In today's video, we're going to talk about Mike Tomlin, head coach of the Pittsburgh Steelers. Football is my favorite sport. I will start this video by saying that football is my favorite sport. I enjoy all the positions, the strategy, the physicality of it. I do not enjoy the business, and that's for another video. But I do respect Mike Tomlin. He is a beast. He's got Super Bowl trophies. He's got championships. At the moment, I believe he is the only African-American head coach, and he might be one of the longest tenured head coaches in the NFL right now. And he was on the Pivot podcast, great podcast. But anytime Mike Tomlin gets in gets to the mic, he always says something that's profound. He's, again, if you're new to this channel, I deal in sports and athletics, so on and so forth, big into leadership. And so I will be covering a lot of leaders in sports because I believe that their mentality, and if you can take some tidbits from how they operate, I think you can associate that, or you can plug that into your own life and possibly, get some benefit from it. So there's a couple minutes of this video that I wanted to play that I thought was really interesting. To be honest with you, the whole interview is awesome. It's a dope. Mike Tomlin is a beast on so many different levels. So I will post a link to this video in the description and in the comment box. But there's a couple minutes here that I really wanted to talk about, or just I want to let this play. It should just be out there in the earth. And essentially what I really want to get at, and maybe we'll talk about it at the other end of this, on the other side of the clip. But what I'll say is this, when a man is doing his job, something that he really loves, he doesn't rest until that job is done. A man won't leave anything on the table. He's not going to mail it in. He's not going to have somebody else do it. He's not going to delegate. He's going to move that. He's going to push that train as best he can and bring as many people in and train them up to help push. But, the buck stops with him. And in no instance would a man like this kick the can down the road and put responsibility of losses or bad behavior or poor anything. He would never put that on anybody else. This is his rodeo, and you can tell. So anyways, he starts just kind of talking about how he got into coaching and how he felt as a coach, as a younger coach. He was hired by Tony Dungy, and so he kind of starts there and starts to kind of go through going into being assistant coaches and then into his head coaching job and his relationship with some of the players. And I think that there's just some really interesting tidbits in here. So without further ado, let's let it rock.
That play, when we as coaches don't share that same urgency, man. Like when I came into it, Tony hired me at 28. I had John Lynch, Rondy Barber, Brian Kelly, Dexter Jackson, dudes like that in my meeting room. And I was the same age as those guys. Lynch was 9 months older than me. And so, like, I did not want to let them dudes down. The whole nature of our relationship was my ability to help them dudes prepare and bring that daily.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
And I understood that. I had no resume that they could appreciate. You know what I'm saying? I had no reputation that they could appreciate. And so I came in there every day with kind of an edge of how am I gonna deliver for these dudes? How am I gonna deliver these dudes to a stadium, man, and how are they gonna play great? And I just did that so long, man, it became habit. And as I established a resume, I didn't change that work pattern. I didn't change that mentality. Because it was a new set of bodies. Dwight Smith need that from me.
Right.
Jermaine Phillips need that from me. I get a D coordinator job in Minnesota. Twan Winfield need that from me. Pat and Kevin Williams need that from me. And so on and so forth. I just think that I came into this thing fighting every day to prove I belong, to help them dudes eat. And so that's just a mentality that endured for me.
Do you still feel that way?
Absolutely.
You still feel like you gotta prove yourself? Bro, you got championships.
Man, I don't care about that.
Every day you walk into that, you leave this big ass house, cause we in your basement. And I ain't even been to the 4th floor yet. But you walk in, still to this day, bro. You walk in and have to, you think you have to prove yourself.
I create comforts for my wife and kids, man. I just lay my head down here until it's time to go to work the next damn day.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I resist comfort. Ask my guys to resist comfort, right? Guys that play for me, they can tell you, one of my sayings, I got a lot of sayings, is don't seek comfort. Seeking comfort is a natural human condition, right? We all want to be comfortable. I realize if you're gonna have special outcomes, that you gotta be comfortable being uncomfortable. And so I've just trained myself over the years to resist comfort. And so appreciating my resume is seeking comfort. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I get my ass whipped, and I say, but my resume is such and such.
I'm still a Super Bowl champ.
Yeah, that's seeking comfort.
Yeah.
Like, those that love us most in our business, they do the best job of helping us seek comfort, right? I come into this house, man, and I lose a home game, and my mama's sitting in the kitchen, and she talking about the refs did us wrong, blah, blah, blah. I'm like, Mom, get out of here with that. I don't need that. It stings my ears. I've trained myself to hate it because hating it keeps me upright, keeps our program upright. That's just a mode of operation that I'm comfortable with. I can't allow myself to do that. You know, I think if I did, I think those that I lead would see it. And that's not what I'm about. That's not what I stand before the men and talk about on a daily basis. And if I talk about it, damn it, I gotta live it, you know? And so I'm prepared to do that every day.
Mike T, we've talked a lot about, at least thus far, about the...
All right, I'm gonna go ahead and, so look, this video will be in the description box, will be in the comments. Take a look, it was a great interview, Pivot Podcast. Shout out to those gentlemen. Super duper successful. Coach Mike Tomlin, if I ever get a chance to meet that man in person, I would love to shake his hand. Like I said, leadership is not great leaders don't come around every day. Great leaders don't come around every day. And people that welcome that kind of stress and that kind of pressure and want to make themselves and the people around them better, that's not a common thing. And for a man like this, to show up, get hired, not have any experience, and not any experience in the way that a lot of coaches, head coaches, assistant coaches are used to having, for him to just be able to pop up and start proving himself and to keep that same tempo, that same cadence all the way through his entire career is commendable. And I think that more people should definitely support, appreciate, and tailor their own leadership style around this gentleman. So great interview. Please go watch this interview, this podcast. Mike Tomlin is just a beast. I appreciate that dude so much as just being the type of leader that he is. I'd love to think and hope that, you know, I steal little bits and pieces from him and put that in my own style of leadership, style of managing, style of just working, even working by myself, keeping that kind of attitude, right? Don't seek comfort, you know, keep it uncomfortable, always be striving for the next thing. And I think that that's extremely important. So anyways, do me a huge favor, ladies and gentlemen. If it's your first time here, thank you so much for watching. Look, like, share, subscribe, please, if you could. If you liked something, let me know in the comments. If you hated something, let me know in the comments. Things are going to be changing, moving things around. I'm getting my feet set here in these YouTube streets. I'm going to read every comment because I'm a little channel, so I can afford to do that. But I'm going to read every comment and try to reply. Thank you guys so much for watching. Erykah Badu said it best. I'm an artist. I'm sensitive about my shit, and I will holler at you guys in the next one. Peace.